My name is Eric Pennington. I'm the managing partner of Spirit of EQ. EQ basically stands for emotional intelligence. And in many ways, it is the blending of what you think and what you feel and making that optimal decision that comes after. Every single day of our lives are encountering all types of events. Some are positive, some are negative, some happy, some sad. So it begins with an event. It's typically followed by a thought, and then an emotion follows. Those that make the choice very quickly are what you might say are reactors. Those that slow down enough, those would be those who respond, which typically leads to the more optimal decision or choice. Oftentimes it can be relationships inside of work or in family where maybe just not getting along, not able to communicate what you mean, or maybe finding that those emotions are getting in the way. That's what typically leads to that sort of conflict inside and out, which the solution is emotional intelligence. It is a learnable skill. Many years ago, I was struck by the advice that a mentor gave me. And the advice went, Eric, 90% of your life will be based on the choices that you made. The other 10% of the things, the situations that you couldn't have seen coming. And that really drove me to wanting to figure out, well, how could I be better at making choices? I found emotional intelligence, and ultimately, which I believe is the key to being better at making decisions as technology continued to progress, a la AI, it's almost disrupted that side of the equation to a point where you kind of wonder, well, they don't really need all my technical skill as much, so what am I left with? Well, it is our belief there's that spiritual and that emotional side of your brain. Now, I look at this from the lens of we're probably underdeveloped. That muscle is not strong right now, but that's why we do this work. We want to help people to build that muscle of the spiritual and the emotional so that they can navigate this new world that is driven by AI and not be dominated or left behind. One of the things that I tell our clients when they begin to do work with us is that they should do all they can, and we help them with this, to understand how their brain works, because ultimately emotions are chemicals in your brain. I kind of look at them as these messengers that are there to give us information, to alert us, to protect us. All emotions are beneficial. Now, what we do with them, the choices we make, does impact whether or not the outcome is good or bad. When you do get angry, for example, you can go, oh, I understand this. This is anger, but what am I going to do? What are my options now? Do I need to say something or should I hold back? And I think ultimately most people want that kind of skill. If you are willing to put in the work, if you're willing to dedicate yourself, that's what EQ is. Spirit of EQ, that's why we're here, to help organizations, to help individuals on that journey. So it's not like you're all on your own. And in the end, the outcomes, without fail, totally work.